Oh, I thought you were going to drive away on the phone, man. What? You know, you guys are law enforcement. I know this is a bad question to ask you, but how many politicians have you guys arrested?
Politicians?
Yeah.
I've arrested none.
Why not?
I don't know. Because if they're committing crimes, they don't do it out here for us to see. Politicians, if they commit crimes, they commit big ones. You know, campaign finance laws.
So you know, you're not oblivious.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But being
I'm
that
saying-
you swore an oath, why is it that if you know these things that nobody's doing anything about
I'm
it?
saying if they do, if they've broken a law, it's
Yeah.
usually like the campaign finance laws.
So you're saying that most of them don't by chance?
I would say the majority of politicians. Well, I'm not going to say that. I don't know.
Can I ask you another question? Can I ask you another question? A buddy of mine says that he was a cop. Told me there's three kind of cops: the cops that join the force and they try to out the corruption and they end up getting fired. The cops that see the corruption and go along to get along, and then the ones that join the corruption. He says those are the only kind of cops. Is that a fair assessment?
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. I couldn't tell you which ones join the corruption because the minute anybody sees that, hopefully we've caught them before they even make it to the streets. We catch them in the academy lying. We catch them committing crimes off duty. I mean, there's so many ways that we can like see their character and their behaviors that we go, nah, we don't want. We would rather. I personally, and I know our department, we would rather be shorthanded with a lot of good cops than to be overflowing with people and have some of them be corrupt. I wouldn't want any corrupt cop on this job because it poisons the well of the other cops. It takes away the trust from the public. And then when people find out you've got a dirty cop who's still working for the department, what's that say about us? It says you're covering it up. What
And
else are you covering up?
that's. I really appreciate you being candid with my conversation. It's just for me seeing from the outside, because in no way, shape, or form I have any kind of insight. But considering the way things have gone in the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years, it's hard not to come from the perspective I just did. Is that a fair? Would you not say that's not fair? I mean, because some of the things you guys have been forced to do and allowed other things to happen in consideration of like these laws about the $1,000 theft and all that stuff. I've seen my local, the ability for somebody to steal less than $1,000 of stuff and not being held. I mean, my grocery store. I mean, there was a woman running through the grocery store with a knife, opening boxes, and the security and the manager were standing at the front, and the police were they were told by the police that there was nothing they could do about it until this person actually hurt somebody, and stealing wasn't even an issue for the cops to show up.
I don't know about that.
Well, I do.
It's an issue.
Are you telling me I'm not telling you the truth?
What city is this?
Sprouts, Point Loma, right here.
So there's a person inside.
Not right now. This was
saying.
yes.
There's a person running around with a knife and the cops.
Box knife, opening boxes. I don't know if they were stealing anything, but I can't imagine that they didn't.
And the cops refused to do something.
That's what the manager and the security guard at the front
They're
said.
misinformed. A lot of what the public gets is misinformation. Because
So they didn't call the cops? I mean, why would they tell a customer what they told me?
I don't know, I wasn't there, but I can tell you if they call us and we have the ability to show up, we show up. And if we can take enforcement action, we take enforcement action.
That part, that if you can take enforcement action, that
Right.
the policy and law are kind of at odds, no?
We can detain people for what we reasonable suspicion that a crime may be occurring. But once we detain everybody, conduct an investigation, and we find no crime was committed, everybody gets cut loose.
But back to what I originally prefaced the experience from was the definition of crime and how that's been redefined in the last few years. Is that not something you would say was?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know what you're asking. Your question is
The mandates, like not being able to hang out at the cliffs during the mandates and being told that I can't watch the sunset because I got to keep moving.
you talking about COVID?
Yes, sir.
I got no beef with people doing that, but also don't make the laws.
But you enforce them,
laws. Yep.
right? And those laws run contradictory to the oath you swore. No?
No.
No? Why do you laugh?
What oath did I swear that I would only enforce the laws that I agree with? I mean,
I started enough. I don't want to.
I don't agree with every law that's on the books,
Mm-hmm.
and I certainly don't enforce every law that's on the books. We have a spirit of the law and letter of the law, and usually those ones that are vague, or they're old and outdated, or they require that a citizen place somebody under citizen's arrest. If I don't have any victim placing a person under citizen's arrest, there's not a whole lot I can do.
I don't admire you, and I respect especially the time you've given me. Thank you. It's just things are changing, and okay, there we go.
I agree. Life is always changing. We're evolving as people. We're evolving as law enforcement. I mean, the political landscape is a mess. So, I don't know. I just try to go to work.
Will I ever see a police officer arrest a politician?
I don't know. If you find a politician committing a crime,
Are you telling me our president is not criminal in any way, shape, or form, or his son?
come on.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
Okay. So will I see a police officer ever arrest a politician?
I don't know. I'm sure it's out there on YouTube.
I watch a lot of that, and I wish I could see it. It seems to be the other
You
way.
know, the beauty of this job and this city specifically is
We're lucky compared to a lot of what I see in other cities. This city, you guys do a much better job than most cities. That's
we have
for
a lot
sure.
of support from the public, from the politicians, from our department. We don't get thrown under the bus, but we police in a non-biased way. At least that's the way they teach us. All of us bring some kind of bias to the job because we're human.
You know where Hancock is?
Yeah.
And you know where that old hotel, the Four Seasons, was, and the fence that they put around it, and what's going on there? You don't know?
I don't know. I have no clue.
My shop's over there, and I've seen big buses come through. I've had congressmen stand outside
What do
to
you
try
think goes on there?
human trafficking, by definition.
Human trafficking.
Yeah, co-sponsored by non-government organizations called Catholic Charities that are helping these people that are cutting in line from people that paid hundreds of dollars to become an immigrant.
Isn't it people seeking political asylum?
You sound like a politician.
I mean, isn't that what it's called?
If you ask a politician.
If you flee your country,
No. What about all the people fleeing? What about all the people that were in line? The thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that are trying to come into this country legally that are paid all those.
I don't know a single person.
You're not paying attention, obviously. Then you're not paying attention because there's just look at India. Because all you got to do is look and pay attention to the people that were in front of these people that didn't come across the border illegally.
You're telling me that everybody in there came across and cut the line,
I would bet my bottom dollar on it.
but you don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know if the earth is round. I mean, fuck.
And that's why, as police, we have a tough uphill battle every day because we can't operate with that. We have to operate on what we know.
Follow the money. Is it not simple? You just follow the money.
I'm not a Fed, and so that's not my job.
And so I don't know is a really good answer to save yourself. Yeah.
People flee their country all the time and come to this one for political asylum.
And get paid to do it.
Well, okay, if you can prove that, great. You should be on Capitol Hill.
No, I shouldn't.
Telling
I'd
Congress
kill
all about
somebody.
it.
I don't want a gun. I'd be killed or get killed if I brought my
But you
attitude.
know what? My great-grandfather came here from another country.
Makes two of us.
Lots of people did, and
But they came across in a much more.
No, they didn't.
I don't know.
You know what?
The death ships of Ireland, maybe not, but
In 1906, when he came across the Atlantic Ocean, there was no border patrol.
no.
There was nobody
Ice. There was
checking
no.
their papers. They were welcoming arms.
Well, some of them are being conscripted into the war. I mean, there's various reasons for.
And so all I can say is we've evolved as a people, and now those those folks coming across for similar reasons.
A voter base. It's a brand new voter base. Isn't it wonderful? We got a new voter base.
I don't know. I'm not going to talk politics. If that's what you think.
No, I don't know. I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, if you're going to add things up, if you do basic arithmetic.
A tiny percentage of people can affect
Tiny
the
percent?
outcomes. Yes, tiny percent.
Really, it's not the equivalent of 36 states.
No,
Really?
your numbers are wrong.
So it's not in the millions.
Hell no, it's not in the millions. You know what a million people represents?
This town, the city of San Diego, I think represents about 20 of them.
What I'm saying is, if you think that there's those numbers that can affect the outcome of an election, you're just misinformed. They can't. They won't.
So both the last two elections were totally legit. The way following your logic would lead to that end.
That's what I
I appreciate your time, officer. Okay.